Now you've seen with Bruce Maxwell, the first player to take a knee. He did it after President Trump's comments in Alabama on Friday. Do you think we're going to see this continue into the baseball postseason?
Well, I applaud Bruce. I think that's a very difficult stance to take. I applaud the Oakland A's fans for really backing him because I'm sure he's taken a lot of social media hits. Is it going to happen in baseball? I found it interesting that Chris Archer said that the culture of his clubhouse wouldn't really allow him to feel like he could go out there and be himself and silently protest in whatever way he decided to. I've always found clubhouses to be like that. Very conservative. I'm talking about baseball now. Very conservative within the clubhouses and always feel as though you have to do more fitting in than sticking out. And that's always been the case.
Is that troubling, though, especially in these times where it feels like so much is at stake?
I think it's really troubling. I think that what I find interesting about the football players, and I think they've done a great job of unifying, but I think what's more important about this is that there's no need to unify at all. I mean, really, it's how you feel about the situation. So I understand as a team you're trying to come together, but as far as protesting, it's everyone's silent kind of, or not silent, of way of being, that's all. And that's how they should probably react to it. And I always think of, I don't know if you guys feel this way, and I don't know if Bruce feels this way, I'm sure he doesn't, but just the history of kneeling, right? It's succumbing, you know, it's at some point, that's how it feels like to me. So stand tall, stand proud, voice your opinion.
Yeah, Eric Reed, who knelt with Colin Kaepernick, wrote in the New York Times this week, they thought it akin to an American flag being at half-mast, and that would be what the kneeling was representing.
What you said about the clubhouse is interesting to me because you were talking to us about speaking from your gut and what you believe in, and if there is a pressure not to do so. We do live in unique times right now. How many players do you think are going through that internal struggle because morally they feel the need to speak up, but they don't want to deal with backlash from teammates, fans, or what have you?
It's a great question. I think hundreds and hundreds of, and if you take all of sports, thousands, because we know what the culture is out there. We know what can happen to you on social media if you're not, you know, there's two sides. There's no in between anymore. You know, there's no let's talk and find something that'll help us both out. It's either you're on my side or you're on the other side. And I think that is a very difficult place to be for not only an athlete, any citizen that wants to feel or voice their opinion.
Yeah, I find it just a little ironic, though, just because it seems like baseball has been the grounds for so many moments in our history when it comes to social justice. I mean, perhaps one of the most iconic moments is Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier. Yet right now, it doesn't seem like baseball is leading the way on that front.
Well, think about it this way. I mean, they had to break the color barrier.
Sure.
So, you know, a guy like Babe Ruth never played against some of the greatest athletes that this land had. So that they did it, I think, is one of the greatest moments in baseball history. But at the same time, it had to be broken at some point. So there was a thought that went around with the owners at some point that they want to exclude certain players. So you have to remember all of that history as you're trying to put all of this into perspective.